Chegan bees mixed up.
Doesn't upset me at all, Lottie.
Never actually done lettings, so I'm a bit nervous.
Over the past 20 years and 19 series of The Apprentice, we have seen 315 candidates. Some of them have been fantastic.
They've done well. Congratulations.
Some of them have been bad.
Here is never-ending nautical.
And some of them have been completely underrated. Let's look at the 6 most underrated candidates in The Apprentice. Back in 2023, in Series 17, what is described by some as the worst series in Apprentice history, Kevin had a short but eventful run.
Okay, so rums are made from sugarcane spirits.
In just the second episode, Kevin was fired.
Is there any way we can get a group sale? Is there anything?
Simply for coming up with a flawed pricing strategy. A pricing strategy that would have made absolutely no difference to the outcome of the task.
It was closing time and the clock was counting.
Reportedly, Alan, or Shugsy, contrary to standard practice, decided that Kevin would come back into the boardroom. And at that point, his fate was sealed.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make?
I believe this one takes about 30 days, so this one isn't matured.
So the 5-year-old ages for 5 years and
Kevin argued that fundamentally the pricing strategy didn't matter. And he's right, it didn't. It made no difference to the outcome because of the massive failure of the corporate strategy.
Can't make any money on buns that are still sitting in our stall now, so I think get rid of them at whatever price you can.
But that didn't matter to Alan, and he fired Kevin before we were ever really able to see what he was capable of.
And so it is with regret you're fired.
One of the most underrated candidates from the series comes from Series 2. Ruth has been described by one Reddit user as the best candidate The Apprentice ever saw. Quote, her good moments were so good, they eclipsed any possible negative. So how is she underrated exactly? Despite this one Reddit user's opinion, she didn't win her series. As an incredible saleswoman, Ruth excelled in Series 2, being the top salesperson in multiple tasks. Let's quickly take a look at episode 9, where the two teams were tasked with selling property.
Now in here, as you can see, you've got a lot of storage, which actually gives you more space in the bedroom. Never actually done lettings, so I'm a bit nervous.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit weak.
Oh, come to me, Maria.
As Series 2 came before the switch to business plans, the final task pitted the two final candidates against each other, running an event at Tower Bridge.
What we plan to do on Friday evening is a murder mystery evening.
Okay.
Heard about your murder mystery. Sounds like it sucks to me.
Coward, sir! Coward! Yes, coward!
Ruth, despite making good sales, was fired by Alan.
Ruth,
With the theme of the night.
Ruth. Have I got a couple of antennas on my head here? Do I look like I've just come from the planet Mars?
As he decided to hire Michelle to be his next apprentice.
Michelle, you're hired.
Our next underrated candidate is definitely going to raise some eyebrows because frankly, they weren't a very good candidate, but they were underrated.
I can't believe it myself.
Akshay from Series 16 was in the winning team only once during his time on The Apprentice, and on the losing team 8. So why do I think Akshay is underrated? Just look at Sophie's justification for bringing him back.
I didn't have any ideas thrown on the table like the other team
I think
did
you're
today,
scapegoating it to that now, Soph. I don't think that's fair.
Ultimately, he was fired for having a weak track record rather than anything specific he'd done wrong. And I think he was unlucky to be on the losing team as often as he was. Normally, he was against what the team had in mind.
Guys, what is that?
But maybe that shows weakness. He remains underrated. Everyone writes him off. Everyone thinks he's bad. But I don't think he ever had the opportunity to really excel in The Apprentice.
Actually, wouldn't it be great to feel like a star?
If you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers. Sorry for the interruption. Back to the video. In the first ever series of The Apprentice, we were treated to some of probably the best candidates, full stop. Some of them you'll recognise, Tim, Syra, but others slowly disappear from our memory. One of these is Ben. He is considered by tvtropes.org as being pretty invisible for 6 weeks.
Are we in agreement? 3:30 is in the deadline for concept.
But his project managing in week 7 is the stuff of legend. He achieved probably the single best performance of the series.
Aware of Michael Winner's reputation as a ladies' man, Ben gets Miriam to do the talking.
How many people could we extend the offer to?
I think we could do 50.
Is that
Do
too
100?
many?
You donate that bike to us.
I wouldn't.
I still want that jacket.
Probably have more chance of getting the bike.
Should we go back to the bike then?
You can have the bike.
At £10,000. The Impact team came in with 18,000.
And it just showed what level he could be operating at. Unfortunately, he tried the famous double project managing and lost and then was fired for being project manager.
I think I did a good job. I think
It was an easy firing, he fucked up. But what could have been if Ben hadn't made that fateful decision?
You say in your CV, I win all the time. Well, I'll tell you, this time you haven't won, because this time you're fired.
We're actually watching the first series right now.
This is going to be art
With a capital F.
Just leave that to hang like the bad fart it is.
So if you want to live back in the days of 2005, check out the series. I'll put it in the top. And you can see how great, or perhaps invisible, Ben really was. We have someone who I think is amazing, and probably one of the funniest candidates The Apprentice has ever had. And funny haha, not funny weird, although probably both. He is the origin of Chegan V's.
Chegan V's? Mixed up. No, okay.
The lads' holidays in Budapest, and generally being a beacon of positivity across Series 18.
Something like a superhero theme, which allows us to create.
Anything with superhero, guys, it's been done.
7 wins in 10 tasks is pretty impressive, and constantly coming up with new ideas. Steve, therefore, I think, is underrated, and doesn't get the credit for some of the amazing victories he had. Just for the interviews, Steve was unceremoniously fired for coming up with possibly the worst sounding cheese combination ever. A vegan curry-inspired cheese.
Finding friends or new people.
However, in the same task, Steve came up with Chegan V's. It was, put down.
Chegan V's? Mixed up. No, okay.
No one else liked it, but what a name. Arguably the best name that never was. In the end, the brown they went for was dreadful, and the cheese was worse. The other team got away with murder. They just didn't really do anything to their cheese. In the end, Steve went home for one simple reason. Alan wanted to try Phil's pie, which I'll be trying once we get to 1,000 subscribers. So hit subscribe if you want to see that. And finally, at number 1, the most underrated candidate, Phil Turner. So underrated by Lord Sugar that he was only allowed to lose 8 tasks in a row before being told, you better win or you're going home. That was a joke. No. The most underrated Apprentice candidate actually is someone who, well, they won. This candidate is definitely underrated despite them winning. Before I tell you who I think the most underrated candidate is, let me know in the comments who you think the most underrated candidate is. In Series 15, we had the most statistically successful candidate we'd ever seen, Karina. 9 wins out of 10, 3 as project manager, and she wasn't brought back to the boardroom once. So how is she underrated exactly? She got hired. Just because you win, that does not mean you've been accurately rated. Let's look at some of Karina's best moments.
You just went completely against what I communicated.
There's more as well. So we had that audition booked.
I know that this may upset you.
It doesn't upset me at all, Lottie. Look, I'm not... Can I talk?
She's a bright girl, there's no question of that.
Karina was just so OP that, frankly, leaving her off this list would be unfair, despite the fact she won. She is underrated because she is the best candidate The Apprentice has ever seen. If you think I missed someone off, just give me a shout. Shout really, really loudly. Or put it in the comments. Up to you.
I'll see you later, folks.
Bye-bye.